Wow. Hello, Flutterby. Welcome back. Chugga, 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 chugga. Truck's got to get back up to speed. See, now this guy from Batesville is going to be in my way in a second because I am almost up to the speed that I want to be traveling at, which is actually faster than what he's moving at. Come on. Come on, give me another inch. Give me another inch. Another couple inches. I'm gone. Bye bye. You live off 74, but down south. How far down south? Because I'm going all the way down to Hebron, Kentucky. Georgia. Oh boy. I like Georgia. I just don't like being anywhere near Atlanta. with Atlanta is, with a semi-truck, you can get into Atlanta middle of the night, and you can go from one end of Atlanta to the other in about an hour. But if you try to do that in the middle of the day, it doesn't always, but it can take you 8 hours to get from one end of Atlanta to the other. The traffic there is a nightmare. Now check out this guy here gonna come up my left. I know you see the speed limit signs. $70 for cars, $65 for trucks. So I'm doing about 77. And this little guy in this Audi right here, you should be able to see him in a second, can't stand it. He can't stand the fact that there's a truck up there ahead of him. You cannot be that close. Can't have a semi-truck in front of me. Now you're slowing me down. Yep, typical. Watch what he does. And now he's slowing me down again. He actually slows down to pass the slower vehicle. Just a second. Ah, that's what you get, dude. That's what you get. Ha ha ha, karma. Yep. So. Christopher Silver. Thank you for subscribing. It's nice to see somebody new. So how much also realize if it wasn't for the 18-wheelers, the roads wouldn't exist either. The roads were initial, the highway and interstate system in this country was originally designed for interstate commerce. And that right there, interstate commerce, is semi-trucks. So if it wasn't for that in the first place, there wouldn't be roads anyway. There'd be little trails everywhere. So everybody got their pocket constitution. If you don't have a pocket constitution, you should get one. Yep. Yeah, James, I do. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about, James? Come on. All right, now, I do believe I'm still in Indiana. I'm headed to Cincinnati and then down to Hebron, Kentucky. Should be right around the Greensburg, Indiana, or something like that, or Greensboro, or something like that. I think it's Greensburg. Yeah, there it is. That sign says Greensburg on it. There's a lot of people that just get in here and sit and watch and do nothing. They don't take part in the conversation. The more often you're putting stuff up there, I can see it, I can read it, I can interact with you, and I can talk to you about it. But without that, what are we doing? Just sitting here watching me drive? I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy that as long as people are busy watching a train wreck, then nobody's in here to talk at all. Oh, why'd your family turn their back on you? What's going on with that? Is it related to the C word lockdown stuff and the big V card and all that? Where else can you travel the U.S. and not leave your house? Yeah, I get it. I get it. I do. Not that I understand why, but I get it. Because when I was younger, I traveled all over the country. If I decided I wanted to go somewhere, I just picked up my backpack and took off, you know? Yeah, thank you. Moving on. It was a good dinner. And it was good conversation. I appreciated it. Thank you for inviting me out. I had a good time, and I hope you guys did too. And I hope you and your wife get some good rest tonight, because I know that traffic coming out of there once we left was pretty bad. That's enough to wear anybody out. Yeah. Well, family you're born in is really the family that, and in here we're all family. We are. Just ask moving on, or you know, ask Flutterby, or you know, Italian Princess, or any of them, and any of the people in this chat. We've all become family in one way or another. Well, the right person. She is out there. You just got to keep trying. Now, you'd be surprised what you find and the people you meet when you're not looking. Everybody that I have ever met that meant something extremely dear to me in one way or another, I had given up looking for that particular kind of person. And just one day, out of the blue, you meet them. And it's very apparent right off the bat that they are exactly the person that you were looking for. Things just happen. And like I say, every time it's happened for me, it's always been when I wasn't looking. When I wasn't actively out there looking for that one thing. Then you find it suddenly. Or it finds you, one way or the other. You're crying over $10. Think about it. It's money. It's paper money. It's only $10. Was it your rent? Was it your car payment? Was it your electric bill? Was it the money you saved up to buy a new car? We're talking about $10. See, James, the moment you stop living your life like it revolves around money is the moment that your eyes will open and you will see a whole new world at your feet. The world does not revolve around money. Your happiness and your well-being and your overall wealth does not come from money. You can live without money just fine. And there's a reason people say that, it's an old saying that's gone around forever. Money is the root of all evil, because it is. I mean, look at me, for example. I'm owed money from different places. May or may not ever get paid. That's fine. I'm in debt because of it. That's fine. I'm still digging myself out of debt, one way or another, on my own. If you allow money to come between you and somebody, that says a lot more about your envy of the money than it does about whether that person stole it from you or cheated you out of it or anything. If you really got hurt by losing $10, that says a lot about you too, not just them. If you're in a relationship with somebody, it shouldn't matter. You know, I really care about you. Two of you should never matter. It's the intimacy and the caring and loving and the way you interact with each other that matters. Money doesn't matter. What did she do? How did she do it in an insulting way? I don't understand. Yeah, you're right. Moving on. $10 was just bubblegum money. I'm not laughing at James over it. I'm just laughing at the amount. Because if you only knew how much money I was owed and how much money I'm in debt for and the whole nine, you probably would choke. And you know what? To me, the money doesn't really mean anything. I still have the things that I have to take care of. I still have my life to move forward, and I still have to make sure that I'm happy in doing what I'm doing. And that my wife and kids are happy and that they're cared for. So, when you really think about it, money doesn't really mean anything. So, James, can I ask how old you are? Just kind of ballpark. How old are you? Because I get a feeling you're pretty young compared to, what the full span of your life is going to be. And you still got a lot of learning to do down the road. And there are millions of fish in the sea. Just trust me. There's millions of fish in the sea. You may not find who you're looking for in your hometown. Get out, explore the country. Get to meet people all over the place. You never know who you're just going to run into, especially when you're not even looking. Just go out and enjoy your life. Live your life the way you want to live it. And eventually, somebody that lives their life the same way and enjoys the same things as you will run into you. And the sparks will fly. Trust me, it'll happen. Because the microphone had died. Can you hear me now? Plugging it into power. There we go. Sound back. Testing, testing. All right, good. The microphone. Yeah. No, I didn't ask you anything while the mic was down. No, the sound wasn't out. It was just buffering. I'm pretty sure. Now the sound's on. Sound is on. It was just buffering. You got me? Am I out there? Can you hear me? You hear me now? I wonder if you can hear me now. Just gonna let it up. Probably buffering, but what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let it go without the wireless microphone for now, so the wireless microphone can charge. And in a few minutes I'll turn the wireless microphone back on while it's still charging, because it may be low enough battery at that point that it's on and off, on and off, on and off. It's got to get a little bit ahead on the charge. This road is vibrating me. Turn your volume up. Yes, Indianapolis is a hard city to drive in. Basically anywhere in Indiana is pretty hard to drive in because the roads are not in good shape. Even this road looks like it's in good shape, but it's not. You see the screen? You see how the video keeps vibrating? That's because it's vibrating the crap out of my truck as I'm driving. Even though the road looks good, it's not. And you wonder why you go to the store and you buy a brand new piece of electronic equipment and like a month later it doesn't work. Well, gee, it had to get there to the store on a truck and it got shook around like this the entire way. this, you probably don't really feel it. Your car has a smaller wheelbase and has a much better suspension system simply because of the fact that it is lighter. Your car doesn't weigh that much, so the suspension system can do its job easier. The heavier the vehicle, the harder it is on the suspension. The longer the wheelbase, the more bumps you actually feel. Because in a car, you just kind of glide over them, but in a semi-truck like this, you hit each one hard on every wheel all the way across and you feel it. How slow are they gonna bring it down to? Geesh. We're already doing 50. Names for towns. Whitewater River. All right, we're almost to the state border. James, there probably isn't a single road that a semi-truck can be on in this country, and some that it shouldn't be on, that I haven't, I've driven all of them. I've been doing this over 24 years. Mountain climbs are not dangerous to me, they're not scary to me. Just second nature, you know. For me, going up them and going down them is just so easy. gets here in just a minute. Just a minute, the roads are going to get so much better. Because we are entering Ohio. And you can see right there the road changes. Bang. Still a little bit vibrating right here, but not bad. Not like it was in Indiana. And it'll get better as soon as we get a little further into Ohio.
I-275 South.
Have a good night there, moving on. About 11 miles away right now from where I'm going to park for the night. So in about 11 miles, I'm getting off anyway. Well, I'm shutting down the truck anyway.
Take exit 5 on the right to I-275 South.
Italian princess about earlier today, or moving on, or anybody that was watching earlier today. There were several times where other vehicles did stupid stuff right in front of me, so close that could have been very deadly. Not to mention there have been some times where I was moving back and forth, avoiding stuff falling off the back of a truck. A couple weeks ago. They decide they're going to go around and pick up all the scrap from the scrap metals and things, recyclable metals from places, and then go and turn them in, and that's what they decide they're going to do for a living. But 9 times out of 10, these guys don't even bother securing the load, don't know that they have to, and the cops don't even bat an eye at them because it just looks like a regular pickup with a regular person in it just hauling junk around. And that stuff gets thrown out and bounced all over the highway all the time. You know, 20 to 40 years ago, 20 to 40 years ago, stuff like that, the cops would have been all over a guy like that in a heartbeat. Oh, look.
In 1 3/4 miles.
We were in Ohio and now we're back in Indiana
on the right
again.
To US 50 West.
See, law enforcement is part of the problem of the stuff that goes on the highway today, because they have seriously cut back year after year after year. For a very long time they've been doing this, just cutting back and cutting back and cutting back, and not actually upholding the traffic laws out here like they used to.
Take exit 16 on the right to US 50 West.
US 50, you know what? I could have stayed on US 50 I was out on US 50 in Reno the other day. Coming out of Reno, coming across Nevada. I could have stayed on US 50 all the way across. I probably should have. But hey.
In 3/4 of a mile, keep left to US 50
Shortest,
West.
fastest route, right?
In 1/2 mile, be in any of the 3 left lanes, then keep left to US 50 West. Keep left to US 50 West.
I'd like to tell this little box truck Kroger driver a thing or two about lane changing right in front of a red light when it comes to having a semi-truck that's still moving up to the red light. I'd love to tell him a thing or two. It looks like it's going to be on the left-hand side, so I got to get over.
In 1/4 mile, arrive at Kennett Truck Stop, Marathon, on the left.
I do not believe I have ever been to this one, and I don't see it. Whiskey, cold beer. I do not see a truck stop there, but I do see one way over here. So here I go. We're going over here. Put the sun to my back so I don't have the sun directly in my face while I'm parked. parked up. Poor guy. Looks like he's struggling to walk across the parking lot. Yeah. Yes, Sid knows it's potty time. He's over here looking at me and shaking already. What do you mean, Janet Martin? 5 years from now, what? Years from now, what? Oh, no. I'm not going to look like that in 5 years. I've been out here for over 24 and I still look exactly like I did the day I started driving. As a matter of fact, I'm skinnier now than the day I started driving a semi-truck. So I'm good. Temperature 93 degrees. Yeah. No, I don't think I'll ever be walking like that, man. Not unless I seriously hurt my back. But there's an awful lot of people, they start driving truck and they start putting weight on really quickly. And then they just can't get it off. Well, I started out a little overweight to begin with, and I've lost weight ever since. is I regulate what I eat and how I eat while I'm out here on the road. It's like earlier today, the lunch that I had ordered livers simply because of the fact that I know I'm a little low on my iron intake. So instead of going and buying iron pills, I'll eat things like livers and other things that are high in iron to begin with, so that I'm getting it into my system. And I won't just sit here and eat junk food, even though most of the truck stops, that's all that's available is junk food. There'll be times you'll see me, I'll walk 2-3 miles down the road to go and get some healthy food if I have to. Or at least healthier food. Because contrary to popular belief, man cannot survive on Mountain Dew and Twinkies alone. I'm gonna step outside, take the dog with me. The phone is on the charger right now because it's almost dead. So the phone's gonna stay on, the video's gonna stay on, but I'm gonna be outside walking the dog. Y'all have a good conversation, and we'll be back in a few minutes, all right? good. All right. We're back. Well, if Trump had everything that they accuse him of having, he wouldn't be a free man right now. He would have been arrested and waiting to be tried for treason. Everything that they're doing right now is 100% all made up. They are digging. They're trying to find anything possible to use to try to keep him from being able to ever hold another public office. Because he doesn't work for the people with the big money. He doesn't answer to the lobbyists. Does that mean he's a great president for us? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Don't know. But what I do know is, when you get a politician in there that absolutely refuses to work with the people that have the bad intentions, that are throwing the money around, trying to push this one world agenda and trying to kill off as much of the population as they can, well, gee, you know, and they start attacking him because he won't work with them, that kind of tells me that maybe he was doing things the right way in the first place. And because they're all so scared of having him be in politics again, ever, they're going to do this. That's just petty. It's petty BS, and you're going to watch, and you're going to find they got nothing on him, just like they had nothing on him with the Steele dossier. They had nothing on him with the impeachment. They've had nothing on him the entire time. Nothing. Right, the whole thing's a setup. And the fact is that they can try to set him up all they want. They're never going to find anything that they say they're looking for. Guy gonna keep circling trying to find a spot to park? I wonder if he knows that he's got wires hanging down from his trailer that are broken. They probably will plant stuff. They probably will plant stuff. But you take a look at any time in history. Any time in history, have they ever gone after a president like this in the past? No. Have they had cause to in the past? Yes. Take a look at Nixon. They had every right to go after him
and you know, send the FBI and search his residence and the whole nine. They had every right to do so, but they did not. They didn't do it out of respect for the presidency. This shows you that everybody that's out there on the attack right now against Trump, everybody that has a hand in this, has absolutely no respect for the presidency or the politics or the people of this country. They have absolutely no respect at all. Because this president didn't do anything that they were claiming. They're just mad that they could never find anything on him in the first place. They're mad that he wouldn't work. He wouldn't sit there and take the dirty money and pass the stupid laws that the outside interests from outside of this country wanted him to do. In other words, he wasn't going to be a puppet. And they're mad about that. Like, you know, back when Clinton was running. Back when Clinton was running for president. We had Ross Perot. Ross Perot was running against Bill Clinton. Ross Perot was another self-made billionaire. Ran on his own money, couldn't be bought. And look what they did to him to make sure that he was not going to get into office. Time for people to wake up and read their pocket constitutions or you know, take a trip all the way to DC and read the real Constitution. Seriously. Read your constitutions and stop letting the establishment and the media and the government turn around and tell you the lies that they keep telling. Stop letting them lie to you and stop believing the lie. You know, they sit there and they try to tell you that you can't run for office because you don't have this kind of experience. You can't run for this position here because you don't have that kind of experience. You can't run for that position over there because you don't have that kind of experience. You've never worked in government before, so you can't run. Guess what? Constitution says otherwise. Constitution says anybody can run. Any American citizen can run for any office. Don't let them lie to you when they tell you that you can't run for office because you're not a lawyer or you don't have a law degree. Sorry. Nope. Anybody can run. Doesn't matter what you do. If you are just a store clerk, you can run for office. a janitor. You can run for office. You don't have to be a billionaire. You don't have to be a lawyer. And you sure don't have to be a snake in the grass like most of the politicians we've got in the country today. Yep. So I just got a little notification. Somebody went live, and their title for their live stream is that the FBI made a huge mistake. Trump rallies popping up all over the country. Yep. Just wait. Just wait and see if the FBI is stupid enough to try to put Trump in cuffs. Guess what'll happen the moment that they try to put President Trump into handcuffs? You know what'll happen in this country. I don't have to say it because you know. That's right, they work for us. They are elected by the people, and they are supposed to take the will of the people that they were elected by to the government and pass the laws accordingly. They're not doing that anymore. They're not listening to the people that put them where they are. They are only listening to the person who has the biggest money to put in their pocket. And those people don't even live in this country. That's right. If the FBI turns around and slaps cuffs on Trump, J6 won't even hold a candle. I can pretty much bank on that. But see, the thing is, the FBI, just like a lot of the other alphabet soup agencies, have become nothing more than a political weapon. The FBI was once a very prestigious, world-renowned law enforcement agency. They're no longer a law enforcement agency. They are only a political weapon now, which is very sad. That's why from now on, I refuse to cooperate with the FBI. I absolutely refuse. If they want to talk to me, they got to talk to a lawyer. Period. I'm done. I'm done. I won't trust them. Not as far as I can throw them. Especially not after they lied to me. They came to my house once over bullshit made up stuff. They harassed my wife, my kids, my neighbors. Then they called me. Okay, so I talked to them. I told them what I knew, what I didn't know. Nothing important anyway, because whatever they wanted to know had nothing to do with me in the first place, because I wasn't part of whatever they were looking for at the time they were looking for it. I wasn't even there. And I have a federal DOT mandated electronic log that's GPS tracked every 10 seconds that showed I was in a completely different state. So go ahead and try. After they talked to me, you know, they pretty much said, you know, we're done. You don't really have much, and there's nothing we can really do, and you know, you're fine. We don't need to continue this. You know, we're not coming back out. We're not gonna you know, be looking for any more questioning or anything. Not a big deal, right? Well, guess what? They came out to my house 2 more times after that, harassing my wife and kids and scaring the crap out of them and all my neighbors. And they didn't just come as the FBI, they came as the FBI Anti-Terrorism Task Force. Am I a terrorist? No. Am I running around screaming all kinds of anti-governmental things and wielding weapons around and trying to incite people to riot and shoot and kill government people? Hell no. No, I am not. Was I trying to encourage people to try to make a change peacefully? Was I encouraging people to be peaceful all the time? Yes, I was. Was I running around waving an American flag and demanding to be heard? Yes, I was. Was I being violent? No, I was not. So why in the world is the FBI bringing an anti-terrorism task force to my house? Because they are purely a political weapon, and they do not like my political voice. They thought they were going to find themselves a patsy. I got news for them. There ain't no patsy here. And I'm not stupid. I'm also not uneducated. And I also can't be bought. You're not going to tell me, okay, you go do this for us and we'll give you this much money. Or you go do this for us and we'll cancel this debt for you. Yeah, I'm not stupid. I see what you're doing. I will not be a false flag. I will not be a patsy. Not going to happen. Yep. Parents of school children are now being declared, domestic terrorists. God forbid the parent has any say in what happens with their child, right? Italian princess, there aren't any anymore. The FBI over the last year has systematically gone through and weeded out every single agent that ever said or hinted anything towards being a little conservative. If they so much as tweeted a statement that might have sounded conservative, the FBI canceled and removed their security clearances, which in effect gets them fired, because if they don't have a security clearance, they can't be an agent. And they have been doing that systematically over the last year. So there are nothing but liberals that are diehard Biden supporters, diehard DNC supporters in the FBI. There is no impartiality left in the FBI politically. You are looking at a political weapon, not a law enforcement agency. Right? If a parent tries to parent their child, they're going to go to jail. That's only if a teacher gets told what the parent did to the child, right? Just like years back, my son went to school and started acting up and everything, and he got in trouble, and he told everybody that, well, you know, Daddy was so mean, he grounded him and he took away his Xbox and, you know, made him stay in his room. And the way he told the story, I'm not sure how everything played out, but my son had done something bad and he wouldn't listen, coupled with the fact that he wouldn't study, he wouldn't do his homework, and his grades were all F's. I chose to take away his Xbox because he spent all of his time on his Xbox. Next thing I know, I have to deal with CPS for over a year because the CPS came to my door because I took away his Xbox. And we were dealing with CPS for over a year before they finally gave up because they never found anything other than the fact that I took away his Xbox. But that put us in court several times. All because a teacher had to stick their nose in it where it didn't belong. I could understand if I was hitting my children, but I wasn't. I never so much as raised a hand at my children, ever. Not once. They came to my door because I took his Xbox away. I live in an extremely liberal city, one of the most liberal in this country. That should tell you what's coming down the pipe for everybody else out there. Yep. And did the cops come to your house because your son called? And what did they do about it? If they did come. And yeah, it's another night in another dirt lot. People wonder why truckers are always dirty. People wonder why the semi-trucks are always dirty. Well, gee, look at where we have to park. be shutting this down. Ha! You got lucky they didn't send somebody out anyway. You know, the second you call them, they know exactly where you live, right? And if you call them from a cell phone, they know exactly where you are on the cell phone. They track that. It only takes 30 seconds for them to have your exact location. And you're tracked everywhere you go now. And you're listened to everywhere you go, and you're on video everywhere you go, even in your own home. This little cell phone device right here that I've got, that I'm live streaming on, I can't begin to tell you how many times I've caught that little light next to the camera that faces you when you're holding the phone up and looking at the screen. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've seen that light, little tiny light on when it should not be. I can't begin to tell you how many times, especially if you have an Android device, you can sit here and have a conversation with somebody about inventing something, right? Or coming up with a way to make a certain thing. And next thing you know, the next day, everywhere you go, you're being inundated by commercials and ads for exactly that thing. Because they are listening to you 24/7. Get yourself the book or the movie 1984 and read it or watch the movie. Or both. Do it, because we're living in that day right now. And that book was written by George Orwell. A very long time ago. We are literally living in an Orwellian society right now. Every TV out there has a miniature microscopic camera in it. Every single one of those flat screen TVs does. Every single one of them has the ability to do two-way communication. They can listen to you just as much as they're broadcasting to you. Every laptop, every cell phone, every tablet, everything with a screen on it that you can watch or interact with, everything is listening to you and recording you. You're welcome, butterfly, flutterby. Butterfly, flutterby, yeah. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. We're living in a time where the media is completely controlled by one agenda. 100%. It does not matter if they claim to be a right-wing media or a left-wing media or a neutral media. They are all parroting the same thing, the exact same story, and they're saying it word for word exactly the same, like only one person wrote it. Nationwide. The media is 100% controlled by one side, by one person probably. And they only show us what they want us to see, so that they can shape how we think and how we act. Even our TV programs. It's called TV programming for a reason, because they are programming you. Same thing with radio programming. They are programming you. They're programming your children. Everything that you see, from commercials to shows to whatever, it's all programming. Movies, it's all programming. They are shoving things down your throat telling you exactly what you should be or what you should be doing or what you should want or what you should buy or how you should live. All the way. 100% controlled. All geared towards one agenda, the destruction of society. And by getting to the destruction of society, that will turn around and drastically reduce the amount of population. Because everybody knows if you have a population of more than 500 million, it is a population that is out of control. You can't control a population that has more than 500 million people. That's what the Georgia Guidestones said on it. That's a fact. That's why they took them out. Because they don't want people knowing that. They want people to be called conspiracy theorists when they say that. Well, guess what? It's only a conspiracy theory until it becomes a fact. And so many of the conspiracy theories over just the last year alone, so many of them have become fact. It's time for people to stop voting for any politician that has had 2 or more terms in any seat, period. And you know, I like to say that it's okay if they want to do 2 terms in a city council and 2 terms at a county seat and then 2 terms over in the governor's house. Not a big deal, that's working your way up, right? I like to say that, but right now I think what we really need is a full, clean sweep. A full house cleaning. Vote every single politician out. Period. Get all new blood in every single political seat in the entire country. And then start from there. Because these people that have been in those same seats for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, they're only in there for one reason and one reason only, and that is to pocket the dirty money and sell America off like it's nothing. Screw the damn American citizen. I just want the money in my pocket, right? That's what these politicians are doing. Anyway, I am going to call it quits for the night. I do need to get some sleep because I got to get up early in the morning. And we will catch you all later. You have a good night. And like I always say, we will no longer be silent.